Airplanes are full of secrets most passengers walk past without ever noticing. Some are clever design tricks, others can save your life, and a few are perks airlines don't exactly advertise, because the less you know, the more money they make. Today, we're counting down 15 airplane hacks that can transform the way you travel. And stick around for number 1. It's a game changer airlines hope you never find out about. By the way, I've also listed my must-have travel essentials for smarter, stress-free trips in the description below, perfect for seniors and frequent flyers. Don't forget to check those out. And if you love uncovering hidden travel hacks, hit that subscribe button to join Flight Decoder and never miss a tip airlines don't want you to know.
15. Window seat chill. Window seats aren't just about the view. They're colder than you think. At cruising altitude, outside temperatures can drop to nearly minus 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and even with insulation, that cold slowly seeps through the cabin wall. That's why passengers by the window often feel a chill, while those in aisle or middle seats stay warmer. If you love the view but hate freezing, wear layers, keep a light jacket handy, or ask for a blanket as soon as you board. And if comfort matters more than scenery, pick an aisle seat. It's naturally warmer and easier to move around. 14. Hidden handrails. Have you ever noticed those small grooves above the overhead bins and wondered what they're for? Most passengers ignore them, but flight attendants know the secret. Those ridges are actually hidden handrails designed for crew members to hold onto during turbulence. Instead of grabbing passenger seats or losing balance in the aisle, they quietly use these rails to move safely without disturbing anyone. Now that you know, look up the next time you board. You'll see the clever design hiding in plain sight. It's one of those airplane secrets that makes flights safer and smoother even if you never noticed it before.
13. Seat map trick. Picking a seat isn't just about window or aisle. It can make or break your entire flight. Here's the hack. Before booking, use tools like Seat Guru or your airline's own seat map to spot the hidden details. You'll see which seats are stuck next to noisy bathrooms, which ones don't recline at all, and which give you extra legroom without paying a premium. Spending just 30 seconds on this research can literally save you hours of discomfort in the air. Instead of being stuck in the worst spot, you'll know exactly where to sit for a smoother, quieter, and way more comfortable flight. 12. The oxygen mask myth. You've heard it 1,000 times. In case of cabin pressure loss, oxygen masks will drop from above. But here's the truth most passengers don't realize. Those masks aren't connected to giant oxygen tanks. Instead, they use chemical oxygen generators. When you pull the mask, the system actually triggers a small chemical reaction that produces oxygen on the spot. It sounds dramatic, but yes, it literally creates oxygen through a controlled explosion. Don't worry, it's completely safe and built into the design. The supply lasts about 12 to 20 minutes, and that's more than enough time for the pilots to descend the aircraft to a safe altitude where you can breathe normally again. So if those masks ever drop, don't panic about the timer running out. They're designed to give you exactly the window you need to stay safe until the plane reaches breathable air.
11. Morning flight advantage. Here's a hack seasoned travelers swear by. Book morning flights whenever possible. Why? Because the earlier you fly, the smoother your trip usually is. Flights scheduled between 6 to 9 a.m. face the fewest delays since the planes are already at the airport from the night before, ready to go. Later flights often get delayed because of a domino effect. One late departure messes up the rest of the day. And there's another bonus, less turbulence. Morning air is generally cooler and calmer before the day heats up and creates more unstable conditions. That means a smoother ride, especially if you're nervous about flying. If you want fewer headaches at the airport and a calmer flight in the air, lock in an early morning departure. It's one of the simplest hacks with the biggest payoff.
10. Airplane water warning. Here's something that might make you think twice before ordering coffee or tea on your next flight. The water used on board doesn't come from fresh bottles. It's stored in built-in airplane tanks. And the truth is, those tanks aren't cleaned nearly as often as they should be. In fact, several tests have shown traces of bacteria and even harmful microorganisms inside them. Flight attendants know this secret, which is why many of them avoid drinking plain coffee themselves. If you want to stay healthy, skip the free coffee or tea and instead ask for sealed, bottled water or packaged juice. It's safer, cleaner, and keeps you hydrated without any nasty surprises. A simple choice like this can make a huge difference on long flights.
9. Tray table and pocket germs. Most passengers think the dirtiest place on a plane is the bathroom, but the reality is much worse. The tray table in front of you is actually one of the most contaminated surfaces on board. That's where people rest their hands, place their food, and sometimes even change baby diapers. And the seat back pockets? Flight attendants say they often find dirty tissues, leftover snacks, and even socks stuffed in there. The problem is, these spots are rarely disinfected between flights. Always bring a small pack of disinfectant wipes. Before using your tray, wipe it down and never eat food directly off its surface. And avoid digging around in those seat pockets unless absolutely necessary. A 2-second cleaning habit can save you from days of discomfort or even illness after your trip. 8. The hidden armrest button. Most passengers think the armrest on the aisle is fixed in place, but here's a secret the airlines don't advertise. If you reach under the armrest closest to the aisle, there's a tiny hidden button. Press it, and the armrest unlocks and flips up completely. Suddenly, that cramped aisle seat feels much roomier. This hack is especially useful if you're boarding with luggage and don't want to bump into fellow passengers while squeezing into your row. It also helps seniors or anyone with mobility challenges slide in and out of their seat more comfortably. And if you're lucky enough to have an empty seat next to you, flipping up the armrest gives you almost double the space to stretch out. Next time you fly, check for that hidden button and turn your aisle seat into a mini upgrade.
7. Turbulence Trick. Let's face it, turbulence is one of the most stressful parts of flying. But here's the insider secret. Not all seats feel the same bumps. The smoothest ride on any airplane is directly over the wing. Why? Because that's the aircraft's center of gravity, where motion is most stable. If you sit in the back, every bump and drop feels magnified, like being on the tail of a seesaw. Sit up front, and you'll still feel the sway. But over the wing, the jolts are significantly reduced. Flight attendants know this trick well. They often choose these seats when traveling as passengers. If turbulence makes you nervous, always book a seat over the wing. It won't remove every bump, but it will cut the shaking down to a minimum, turning a stressful ride into a smoother journey. 6. Black box secret. Here's one of the biggest airplane myths. The black box isn't black at all. In fact, it's painted bright orange, so investigators can spot it easily in wreckage. Every commercial jet actually carries 2 separate recorders. One tracks flight data like speed, altitude, and system performance, while the other records cockpit audio. Together, they provide a complete picture of what happened if something ever goes wrong. But here's the truly impressive part. Black boxes are built to survive almost anything: fiery crashes, water landings, and even extreme ocean pressure. Inside, there's a beacon that starts transmitting a locator signal the moment it hits water, and it can keep sending that signal for up to 30 days. So while most passengers never think about it, this little orange box is one of the toughest, most important safety devices on board. Next time you hear the words black box, remember, it's orange, it's nearly indestructible, and it holds the story of every single flight. Number 5, don't wear shorts. Airplanes may look spotless when you board, but here's the truth. They're not nearly as clean as you think. Most airlines don't deep clean the cabin between every flight. Sometimes it's just a quick trash pickup. That means the seats you're sitting on have been used by hundreds of passengers before you, with food crumbs, sweat, and who knows what else left behind. Now imagine wearing shorts. That's bare skin directly against fabric that hasn't been fully sanitized in days or even weeks. Not only is it unhygienic, but cabins can also get cold mid-flight, especially at cruising altitude. Shorts might feel comfy at the airport, but once you're in the air, you'll regret it fast. Always choose joggers, jeans, or leggings instead. You'll stay warmer, cleaner, and way more comfortable throughout the flight. Number 4, emergency hooks. Ever notice those small metal hooks sitting quietly on top of the airplane wings? Most passengers walk right past them without realizing they could literally be a lifesaver in an emergency. These hooks are part of the plane's escape system, specifically designed for water landings. Here's how it works.
Ropes are attached from the cabin to those hooks, creating a guide that passengers can hold onto while evacuating across the slippery wing. Without them, people could easily slide off into the water before rescue boats arrive. It's one of those hidden safety features that you'd never know about until the moment it really matters. Those hooks aren't just random bolts on the wing. They're your lifeline in the rare event of a ditching. Now you'll never look at them the same way again.
3. Free, better meals. Most travelers think airplane food is limited to the standard chicken or pasta option. But here's a hack the airlines don't advertise. You can request a special meal when you book or check in online. Options often include vegetarian, kosher, seafood, or gluten-free. And here's the kicker. They're usually fresher, better prepared, and served before the regular meals. Why? Because special meals are pre-ordered in smaller batches, which means they're handled with extra care. Many frequent flyers actually order them not because of dietary needs, but simply to avoid the bland, over-processed standard meals. Plus, getting your food served earlier means you eat first, relax sooner, and maybe even catch more sleep on long flights. Next time you fly, don't just accept the default. Select a special meal during booking. It's a free upgrade to better food, no strings attached. 2. The engine spiral. Next time you're boarding a flight, look closely at the jet engines. You'll often see a white spiral painted on the center spinner. Most passengers think it's just for style or branding, but in reality, that little swirl is a life-saving safety feature. Here's why. When an engine is running, the blades spin so fast they become invisible, turning into a deadly suction zone. Anyone standing too close could be pulled in instantly. That spiral, however, turns into a fast-spinning blur, making it crystal clear to ground crew that the engine is active and dangerous. It's a simple visual warning, but one that prevents accidents every single day. That tiny swirl isn't just paint. It's a silent guardian for the people working inches away from one of the most powerful machines on Earth. Now, when you see it, you'll know it's more than decoration. It's a lifesaver.
1. Airline apps equal hidden superpower. Most travelers think airline apps are just for showing a boarding pass, but the truth? These apps are a secret weapon that can save you hours of stress at the airport. Imagine this. Your flight is delayed, gates suddenly change, or worse, your flight gets canceled. While other passengers are stuck waiting in long customer service lines, you can rebook instantly from your phone. In fact, many airlines release new seats and updates on their apps before gate agents even announce them. That means you get first pick. You also get real-time updates, boarding times, baggage claim numbers, upgrade offers, even where your connecting gate is before you land. Some apps even let you order meals, track your bags live, or chat with customer support without waiting on hold. Download your airline's app before you leave home. Log in, enable push notifications, and add your booking. This one move turns airport chaos into calm, giving you control while everyone else is scrambling. This is why I call airline apps a hidden superpower. They don't just save time, they can literally save your trip. So the next time you fly, you'll notice every hidden feature and know every hack airlines don't want you using. From picking the safest seat to scoring fresher meals, now you've got the inside track. And hey, don't forget to check the description for my list of must-have TSA-approved travel essentials, including a special section just for seniors. They'll make your next trip even easier. Subscribe for more travel secrets, and I'll see you on board.